Running in, okay, in the last video I talked about the importance of having the knees tracking directly over the center of the foot. So when the knees are coming down, you'll notice that the knees will not roll in, they will not roll out, and that will help again for you to keep the muscles of the thighs getting a support for the middle of the kneecap, so there's no shearing force on your kneecaps, which can cause a lot of problems in through the ligaments. Remember that the ligaments in the knees are kind of like, they're more like a rubber band rather than something that's moist, like a piece of wet spaghetti. The wet spaghetti would be a tendon, and the ligament is a lot more crusty. It doesn't have the same amount of blood supply. So ligaments are like cross-your-heart bras when it comes to the knees. They come right over, and they hold the patella, the kneecap, in place. Now, when you're starting a running program, you want to make sure that you have strong thighs, because that's going to keep your knees tracking. So one of the things that really helps to gain strength in through the thighs is to do something like a lunge. So it would just be like a simple, this one I like a little bit more because you're getting the tracking of the knee just as you would in running, and you send your back heel back. Now, if you can also add this, very yogic-like, that you're going to bend your back knee down and then lift back up and work up to doing 10 to 25 of these per leg, then you're going to help all of the muscles that are the stabilizers in a running program. Now, the counter stretch to this would be then to take that foot up, so you just did 10 to 25 of those, and do your length right through the torso. So you would come into this stretch, where you're pressing that left hip forward, so I've got my front foot forward, and you're pressing your knee down, and you rise right from the rib cage. Now I'm also bending the toes in the bare foot, because that will really help the arch, and it will also mainly help the fascia right through the top of the foot. So those are two really good stretches to do for your running. The other one is to come right into the psoas. And this is, and I did not just call you something, you want to really keep that back heel reaching down. And this is amazing. It's simple, but you're coming right up from your hip, your back toes come back, and then once again you do that ascending quality coming right up from your pubic bone. So you keep that lift from the rib cage, and you keep really rising up. Now, the amount of time, I'm giving you just a quick run through of the stretches, and I can certainly send you the pictures, I have a PDF of this, is that you can stay with the stretch for up to a minute, and that will help with the function of the hip. You can stay for as little as 15 seconds, but attempt to give yourself 15 seconds in order to get enough of a stretch that the muscle can get longer and let go. Then you would take the left hand forward. Now point the back toes and then drip your that hip forward. So you're going to let the hip come down, and it's literally like you're attempting to put that left pocket right down into the floor, and then you come back up. That's it. You just drop that left knee down and come back up. It's an amazing stretch in through the quad and in through the very top of it, the psoas. And then you would lift through the rib cage as you dropped, pulling up the skin right from the sternum bone right down to your pubic bone. So you stretch the skin in the abdomen as you look up on this beautiful sunny day as it comes out. And then you would lift and come back up. Step the leg in, and then of course, come to your other side. So you would take your right leg back. Here again, you're lifting through the rib cage. Maybe you hold on for balance, and you drop that back knee down. So here is your lunge lift, the beautiful stretch. You keep that rise right from the rib cage. So that is going to help to strengthen and stretch right in through the hip. And then, as I said, then next, showing you from the side, you would take your foot, grab onto the foot. Now, when in this pose, remember that the elbow stays back. And as you rise, you press into the standing leg. There's no pulling up. Your shoulders are down as you press the right hip forward and the knee down to the floor. And then you keep the elbow back, and that gets you the lift. If balance is nasty bad, then you just hold on somewhere. So you can still get that length through the torso, and then press that right hip forward. I can't look at you or I'll fall down. So keep the elbow back and you keep the lift through the rib cage. Then you take that foot back, step your front foot forward, and then coming down, keep the toes tucked under. Take this right hand, or the other, whichever hand you're in, forward, and the toes stay tucked. And then once again, you drip that right hip back. You really let the hip drop as you drop down, and you'll get a super stretch right in through that top of the thigh, right in through the psoas, right in through the hip flexor. And then you would come back up. So do see then if you can do the rise. Lift from your rib cage. Ta-da! Just do a nice pull up right from your low hip here. And that would be a very good start to open up in through the hips. Okay. And in running, make sure that you build up your distance slowly. And you need 48 hours for the muscles to replenish. So anytime you've done any shearing force on any muscle or any weight training or anything that's a little further in the overload principle of any type of exercise, you need 48 hours for the muscles to replenish. Okay, that's it.